we're going to start, right? Introduce us. Okay, it finally comes up.
Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Hello,
yes.
Unique Couples community.
We are live.
Yes, we are Vito and Linda Patrick, and we are back for another Unique Couples Sunday Night Live.
Mm-hmm.
Want to welcome you who are on Facebook, welcome you who are on YouTube, welcome you who are on Twitter. This evening, we're in for another fun-filled, exciting Sunday Night Live.
Oh, that's what we call it, eh?
Last week,
Yes,
last
this
week
is the
Sunday,
Unique Couples experience. Yes.
last week Sunday was the treasure hunt, and we had a great time with the treasure hunt, and we are back for another Sunday Night Live. So you want to go ahead and put in the comments hashtag live squad. Let us know you're here. Also, for those who are watching the replay, you want to put in hashtag replay. Also, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know where you're watching from, and you can go ahead and like, you can share, you can tag your friends, and make sure put in your questions, put in your comments. Let us know. Let us know if you have any comments. Let us know if you have any questions. So go ahead, let your family members, let your friends know that Unique Couples are live.
Yes. So tonight we have an interesting topic. Yes. And we're still sharing. So go ahead and share. Live squad, put that in. How do I share again?
Yes. So just go ahead and do that. For those of you who are watching on YouTube, so you want to make sure subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you want to click on the notification bell so you can know every time we go live. You can be notified.
You don't want to miss out. You don't want to miss out at all.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, on those of you that are watching on Facebook, make sure your notification is turned on so you can know whenever we are live on Facebook. So you want to go ahead and do that.
Yes. Awesome. So exciting and okay, maybe too exciting or not so exciting. Alabama is
Alabama in the house. Hello, Kathy.
Yes. Okay. So yes, we were talking. Oh, I forgot this thing in my hair.
Yeah. Okay. So we also
have to let loose.
We also wanna thank Shadra for sponsoring today's program.
Mm-hmm.
Shadra, you can find her at the Total Hair Restoration, Style Me Pretty.
Yes.
And it's in the 17 Plaza here in Freeport, Grand Bahama. And you can contact Shadra at 533-3536. So you want to go to Shadra, you want to get your little girl's hair done, or even adults. You can go get those hairstyles, get them done by Shadra at Style Me Pretty.
Let her know that we sent you.
Let Shadra know that Unique Couple sent you. Okay, we want to thank Shadra.
We also want to special. See everyone and go tag. I want to thank her for her sponsorship as well. Okay, definitely supporting Unique Couples. And so we're all excited. We have so much things going on. And tonight's topic, yes, to porn or not to porn, that is the question. So that is the question. And we've heard a lot of discussions related to this topic. And people, whether people are having negative views or positive views. And so we just wanted to just lay it all out and talk about this this really interesting topic that persons are having. I guess whether it's issues, problems, or just something positive that they are experiencing. So if it's your first time, put number 1 in the chat for us. If it's your first time, if you've been here multiple times, put number 2 there. And if you are married, go ahead and put number 3 in chat. And if you believe that this discussion is important, go ahead and type number 4. Number 4. Okay. So I was saying we have some important things come up. Ladies, this is for you. Think like a mistress. Okay. After tonight's topic, you will definitely need to make sure you register for that master class. Okay. It's Think Like a Mistress master class that we have scheduled.
And it's gonna be May the 3rd and May the 4th.
Okay, yes, May 3rd and 4th. So go ahead if you want interested in that master class. Think Like a Mistress. Make sure you just put something. Yeah, I see we have some numbers in chat. Go ahead and let us know. Let us know that you want to be a part. So just type masterclass in the chat. It's the Think Like a Mistress masterclass. Okay, I was supposed to share and I did not share. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So why this conversation? Why this topic? Why at this time? And then obviously you'll know some people will be afraid of discussing something like that. It's like pornography.
Yeah.
It's like those things that happen, behind closed doors that people don't necessarily want to talk about, So, why we talk about this now? Yeah, why are we talking about this now? So
we are talking about it because persons are facing issues.
Yeah.
Persons are facing issues, and that's why the topic for tonight is to porn or not to porn. That is the question. That is the question. Like I said, persons are facing issues
so we have
with
couples.
it. Yeah, and go ahead. If you have questions, put the questions in. If you have any comments, put those comments in.
Okay, I think I'm good. Yes. So, porn or not porn, people are definitely facing the issues. It's a conversation that doesn't happen when you are probably getting before you get married. We don't usually have that conversation. Have you ever watched pornography? Are you interested? I think it asks you. Have you ever watched pornography?
Yeah.
Okay. So is that a regular occurrence? Like what has happened?
No, it wasn't a regular occurrence. It was more from a peer pressure standpoint when growing up in those teenage years.
Okay. So peer pressure, and then of course we know some people experience that because of curiosity, like you want to learn, you want to experiment, and they get into it, and then when that happens, then it could be a cycle that, oh, this is exciting, this is nice, and all of the adrenaline starts, and the person get excited and they figure, okay, this is something that I need to continue. And of course now you get into actually being married in your relationship, and then what happens now? You're so into experiencing all of the benefits, you would say, of pornography, that you kind of like just get into having that as a part of your lifestyle, and you may not necessarily would have told your spouse about what is happening, and so that can lead to problems as well. But
and then persons would get the wrong idea from that, because it's important to also educate yourself when it comes to sex, because those pornography videos, those filmmakers, they're trying to make money. So they would do editing and different things.
Yeah.
And
using fluids that don't necessarily come from body parts, but just to exaggerate things. Yeah.
Plenty exaggeration.
A lot of exaggeration. Model to, not necessarily real life. Your wife doesn't necessarily have that body shape and could do all those positions, or, people are staged to do these positions, and all of this is happening, and then you expect, hey, I think my wife, yes, I would like her to do that. Or you get to the point where you're not even thinking about your wife in the picture. You're just thinking about that sexy lady or that guy or whoever it is you see in the video, and your wife is not even a part of the story anymore. So when we look at some of the positive effects of or reasons why people engage in pornography, um, yeah, talk to us about some of the things that happens with that. Why
So
would especially men? Now it's not just limited to men. Women engage as well and would take part in pornography as well. For example, actually not for example, but I think I can share this now. Um, like for me, um, I remember being introduced to it in a kind of was like a offhand, awkward way. The first time I even, they used to call them blue movies then. I don't know. Everything just seemed to like be blue on the screen. I don't know. Everything was just blue. That's how it seemed to me. Everything was just blue. Okay. And so when I saw it, I can't remember how old I was, but I know I was a child. So this would have been, I probably was under 11 years old. But I remember this neighborhood person just trying to invite all of these children into his home to watch, and I really thought it was no. I know I was like, no, something is definitely wrong with this, and it really like made me pull away and question like why. It's like, what, this man is definitely not healthy, and what he's trying to do is really not good. So I kind of step away, but of course I would have already glimpsed, what it was all about before I made the decision. And then I remember another time when I was actually grown now, I'm in college, and I remember being really interested in this guy. And anyway, I wouldn't get into all the particulars, but it was someone who should have known better, someone who I respected, and who was in a position of authority, right? And I remember, it was like a group setting. So a lot of other persons should have been there. But anyway, we found ourselves alone at this particular place. And, he just started to play it. He just had it on. And at first, I didn't realize what was happening. It was just, the scene, it wasn't like, no clothes was off or anything like that. It was just like something played out. So I guess this was the kind of like a soft one, not the hardcore, or maybe they didn't reach that stage. But it was coming like a storyline. And then before I knew it, then I saw, and then they started. And I was like, and I was like taken aback because I remember what happened, as a child, and, how it was awkward, and, what that person's intention was. And then now I'm coming to this person who's supposed to be in a position of authority and know better and all that stuff, someone who's supposed to be a Christian, and wanted to introduce me to this, and I was taken aback. I was hurt and everything. I was like, what? And all I could think back to was how someone tried to introduce it to me as a child and how it was inappropriate. So whether it was something I thought of as good, bad, or any of those things, my initial reaction was, how could you? Like, what side on me would make you believe that I would find this okay, acceptable, you know? And so, I had to put my feet down. And of course, that was a conversation that, all the respect went out the door. That was a conversation that we didn't ever had. I don't even think I remember speaking to that individual anymore after that incident. But that kind. So I'm saying that to say that it's not just males who engage, okay? It's not just males who engage, but let's talk about why some people would engage in pornography. Yeah.
So some of the positives would be ideas.
Oh, so
Persons would engage
you have
in pornography. They would watch pornography so they can get these different
this would be what
ideas.
they'd have in the back of their mind. Oh, yeah, I'll
Yes.
do this.
Yeah.
I'll get some ideas on what
Yeah.
to do, or they figure,
Yeah. So so
okay,
so they will do that to get all these different ideas.
yeah,
So that would be one of the reasons why they'll do that, and then also to help them to be creative.
okay,
That would be another reason why persons would wanna watch it,
okay,
to help them be creative. And then the third one would be to live out their fantasy.
okay. So there's certain things that they want that they necessarily can't get from their spouse, and they figure, okay, I'm going to engage in that. Um, watching pornography, whether it's soft, hard, or whatever type it is,
Yeah.
they're participating in this behavior. And so those are some of the positive things. And then research has shown that persons who engage in pornography as well tend to be lonely, because this is a solitary activity. It's like something you're doing by yourself most
Yeah.
of the time. It really doesn't involve you. It involves you watching, so it doesn't really involve you actively, unless, of course, you're engaging in masturbation and all that stuff. But it doesn't necessarily involve you having someone there. Now, some spouses may decide that, hey, they're going to do that with their partner, their husband, and then some of them don't have a problem with it. And then, of course, you have couples who do have an issue with um, someone actually engaging in pornography and the effects it have on their their relationship,
Yeah.
like the negative effects. So in terms of some of the negative effects, so we look at some of the positive
Positives.
that people would say, and then of course, if you're engaging in pornography, people figure, okay, well then I won't be able to go and hurt anybody else or do something. I don't have to worry about anyone rejecting me because, hey, I'm just doing this by myself. I'm not hurting anyone. I don't have to worry about all of these different issues. Okay, so that way some of the things that they figure, okay, this is positive. This is reasons why I do engage, right? Then we look at the negative effects. What are some of the negative effects that come as a result of engaging in pornography?
So some of the negative effects would be that person or persons, they would lose interest in their spouse.
Mm, that's a big thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they would lose interest in their spouse just by the constant watching of this pornography.
So it's like you're engaged and watching, and you're seeing these unrealistic things happening on the screen and stuff like that.
And
Watching that,
and
and
like I said earlier, the directors, the filmmakers, they're making
they'll make it look good.
yeah, they make it look good because they're making money.
Hmm. So everything is heightened. Everything is heightened to the point, and then I think it's almost like a drug. Like you get at one level, and then it's like, oh, it doesn't satisfy. Then you go into the next level, and then you have to add more, and then you're adding more. What you call it? It's like you keep adding more variations because you could never get that level of satisfaction and pleasure because you're always trying to reach more, keep it reaching more, and try, and you're never satisfied. It's like you just continually unsatisfied. And then of course when you get with your spouse, you figure, oh, maybe you get off, maybe the male gets off with watching pornography, and then suddenly now he can't perform, or he has to watch pornography in order to to
to perform.
to perform for his wife. Wow, yeah. So that is definitely loss of interest in the spouse.
Yeah, and then another negative would be unmet, unrealistic expectations.
Mm, mm-hmm.
That would be another negative from watching this pornography. Because here it is, you are watching it and your eyes are seeing these things, your mind, you have all these things in your mind, and then you're not you're not getting the expectations from
That.
what
Mm-hmm.
you are seeing, you know? Your expectations aren't being met. So that's why you will have these unrealistic, unmet expectations.
Okay, okay. I think we're plug in here. Hello, everyone. Hello. We are talking about to porn or not to porn. That is the question tonight. How is pornography affecting your relationship? Is it affecting it positively? We've known of some persons who said, yeah, sure, we're in our marriage, husband and wife, and we want to go ahead and, engage in pornography. Hey, they go ahead and they do that. That's them. And then some couples who say, oh, no, definitely not. And then you have some couples where the male is engaging and secretly engaging, and the wife doesn't know, or the wife
Mhm.
may be engaging and the husband doesn't know, and vice versa, right? And so for some of them, it's like she doesn't know, it wouldn't hurt her, and we're okay. And for some people, it's really affecting their relationship negatively. So we want to, we're talking about that tonight. Yes, we read some of the comments. Yes, very addictive. Yes, yes, definitely can be very addictive. We are discussing the effects of, so we looked at the positive effects, we don't want to think about it, especially some of us who are, we are really, um, you know, we're all and staunch and making sure that, hey, no, it's not, and everything about it is just wrong, totally um, wrong. But there are some positive effects of pornography. I mean, that doesn't mean that we're saying, hey, go ahead and engage in it, because you can find positive and negative with anything in life. And there are just consequences. Are you willing to suffer the consequences, right? So I've known of, hey, we need to see some likes in chat. The likes is for the conversation. So if you believe this discussion is necessary, put a 4 in the chat. I know it's something that is not really discussed openly, and trust me, like, we had to have our conversations, like, you know what? Have you ever even asked your spouse when they watch it, have they watched it, how many times, why they watched it, they enjoy it, would they like to? Have you had that type of conversation? And I think we need to be open to the point where we're having that type of conversation with our spouses. So it's not something easy. It's something that you're going to bite your tongue, and especially if you're depending on your worldview, and if you're a believer or not, all of that will bring into question. But we want some hearts in chat. We have a lot of angry faces. We see a lot of angry faces, but we need some hearts in chat for the conversation. Okay, we're not telling anyone what to do in their relationship, because, hey, what's good for you may not be good for us, and what's good for us may definitely not be good for you. We are all unique couples. We're all unique couples.
Yeah.
We just want to have a dialogue. And I was supposed to say, if you want to come in on this conversation, let us know. We will send you the link so you can join us and share your thoughts on the conversation. Okay, so we have some thoughts coming in. So number 4, if you believe that this discussion is important, type a 4 in chat, and then we'll definitely know. Just off the bat. I know I started to talk about a story and I kind of got distracted. But anyway, I'll come back to the story. Remind me about the story. But we've known of pastors, ministers, priests, or whoever, known of people who are facing and having difficulties with this, facing this problem, and there's nowhere to go, and they feel as if there's no help, there's nowhere to go. They're having problems. Their wife is like trying to figure out what's going on. How do I help? And so that's something that we need to be able to talk about, to let people know that, hey, if you are having problems and you're facing issues with this, that it's okay. People have recovered from being, a porn addict or whatever, and they can get help too. They can have a healthy relationship with their spouse without pornography. Some people decide that they're going to engage in a healthy way for them. That's their worldview, their point of view. But yeah. So it's things like that we need to talk. Thank you, Michael. We said you could read some of the comments.
Yes.
It's kind of difficult to see.
Yeah. Some of the comments are coming in, and I'm saying it needs to be discussed. Great conversation needed. It can be destructive.
Mm-hmm.
Then we have a question. What happens if one spouse watches it but the other doesn't?
Okay, so that's like probably what, in the same space, or this is like separately.
Does that Does that mean that that one spouse is watching it and the other one doesn't know, or like they're watching it secretly?
Or maybe the person does know that, hey, he engages in that, and maybe the male is doing it and the female has a problem, or who, which it doesn't really matter who, but they have a problem. I think, especially if you have an issue, that is definitely something that you would have to talk about.
Yeah.
And then kind of, that's it's kind of more than an issue that you just deal with just the two of you. It'll be something that you definitely need to bring a third party on, in terms of getting the help, especially if you're not willing to dive into why this person, it might be a history of why this person is engaging in pornography. Is it certain things that you want to happen, acts that you see happening that you want to engage? Is there fantasies that you're seeing, that you're living out in there, that you want to have happen? And then, so as a wife, I might decide that, okay, what is it that you particularly like about what you're watching? Maybe we can do it together. So you could have that type of conversation if if yeah, so have that type of conversation with your spouse, because if it's going to be an issue, and if an issue, then
Mhm.
it's something that you definitely need to talk about and see if you can get help with that.
Hello, Amanda. I see Amanda saying it needs to be discussed. As Christians, we have to discuss with our children. It's very difficult to watch TV 14, that'll be age 14 shows or movies without some hint or nod to the soft porn.
Mm,
Yes, and we all have to be careful of what comes on the television with our young kids,
yeah.
because even on the regular TV channels, because you have the pay-per-view, you have the movie channels, and then you have the
Netflix.
regular channels, and even on the regular channels, some of these things are shown, and it goes far, and
Yeah.
and you're expecting some program that is okay for kids to watch, and it goes far, so you
Hmm.
have to be careful of these shows.
Yeah, and like I said, like, with my experience, I think, and that's why I'm so careful with even trying to make sure kids are guarded, is because um, some of these things happen when children are still impressionable in their young age, and then they kind of grow up with that, and eventually it could lead to them thinking of it as something normal and natural to just continue doing. So we have to be so careful with what they see and what they watch, and be able to guard them. Now, when we look at sex education, I think you mentioned that earlier. When we look at sex education, people probably using, but it's not really pornography, but kind of like um, using whatever videos, educational videos. I think there kind of be a line cross between that and actual pornography. So some people might use pornography to say, okay, let me teach you how this is supposed to be done. And then that could lead to a child, or a grown up, or whoever, being addicted later. Okay, continually to watch and just want to do this as a solitary activity, doesn't want to you got so involved, so used to experiencing pleasure that way, whether it's getting, or actually ejaculating, having whatever you call it, or yes, or whatever, doing it that way, that
Mhm.
you don't know how to do it the normal way, which is a healthy way between a husband and a wife, because you have been so accustomed to doing it that way. So that could definitely lead to an issue. Yes, you had any more comment?
Yes, I see here. Corrender said we need to ask the question: who, what, when, and why was porn created? The last time I checked, it was not created in the Garden of Eden. Therefore, it's not something that I would endorse for married or unmarried couples.
Mm, definitely. Okay, yes. So then we have a lot of fours. Fours is discussion is important. It's definitely something that needs to be discussed. Okay. Yeah. So I was about to tell a story, right? I was going to tell a story. I don't even remember what the story is. So I'll have to come back to that. Okay. Yeah. So I was about to say, when we look at someone who would engage in pornography, and I'm thinking about a female, and you know she would have probably been someone who maybe sexually abused, exposed to pornography at a young age, and then eventually looking at this as, okay, um, maybe I need to kind of fall in love with my body again, kind of know my body, because I've had so much bad experiences. Let me fall in love with my body and engage in um, okay, this will help me to feel better. This will help me to feel better about my body. It probably possibly make me feel satisfied, and then realize that, okay, you're in marriage now, and you cannot experience the pleasure with your husband, because you are so um, you have kind of like have a distorted view
Mm.
of what love is, what sex is, and what it should be between a man and woman, because you would have figured, okay, this is some kind of education and this will help me. So you have to be careful of that too. But people would have used that to say, this is something positive. It helped me to feel better about my body, and now I can be who I need to be. Or a male might decide that yes, I did this now. I watched, pornography stuff so I could be good for my wife now. I don't have to be green. I can actually perform and be creative and come up with the ideas and, know all of the positions. So that might be something that people are saying. What do you think?
Yeah, I see we have a few more comments that came in that says it needs to be discussed to hear from different people, different person's view. It's not right. Also, because it has demonic forces. So there are a lot of different views and opinions
But I'll let you
on it.
know. Yeah, I'll let you know that you go to some therapists or you go to some counselors and they will tell you, oh, it's all right. They encourage, the pornography and, it's good and healthy for your marriage. They don't see anything wrong with it. So you even have to be careful with who you go to for help too, depend on your worldview. So based on your worldview, based on what you believe, whether you're a Christian or not a Christian, you would have to decide, who you go to as well, because you might go to someone seeking help and they'll say, oh, that's not a problem. That is okay. And is that going to be okay with you? Okay, is it going to be something that's okay with you? So, based on your past, based on your beliefs, based on your experience, and based on what is even happening in your marriage, that could cause issues. So, even if one spouse is engaged in pornography and the other spouse isn't, and you have a problem with it, who you go to help could help or hurt you. Okay, okay, yes, that could help or hurt you. I know this 2008 study, researchers claim that hardcore porn. They were looking at the study on the effects of on Danish men and women, and they found that the respondents said that actually viewing the pornography was beneficial to their sex, attitudes towards sex, their perception and attitudes towards members of the opposite sex, toward life in general and overall. And that study, yeah. So that was what that study said. That was a 2008 study. And so there'll be a lot of information everywhere. Like I said, you could go to some sexual therapists, you could go to therapists or counselors, and some of them will tell you, hey, it's okay. But it's like, what worldview are they coming from? What are they
Mhm.
coming from? Because when we look at um, relationship in terms of for believers, we know that marriage is designed for two. I think someone mentioned it earlier in the Garden of Eden, right? Marriage is designed for two, right? And porn is like introducing others
Into
your
your bed, into
yeah,
your marriage bed.
yeah, introducing, because it's not just you and your spouse anymore. It's
Mhm.
you having these fantasies, these thoughts. And for women, sex is a mental thing as well. I mean, for men, it should be mental too. But anyway, for a lot of women, sex is mental, right? So it's, your thoughts, what you think, and how you feel. And so you're engaging in this, looking and seeing all of these things, and you're bringing that in. It's in your mind, and then you're trying to
Yeah.
um, engage in sex with your spouse. So all of that is you bringing in someone else into your marriage bed. So it's not just the two of you anymore. It's you plus the 5 or 10 people who was in that sex or orgy, or who's orgy, or who's whatever was in that pornography scene in your bed as well, when it should have just been you and your spouse.
Yeah. And so we have another one coming in. Porn is being packaged as if it is okay, particularly for adults. However, if we are not careful, it will take control of the relationship. Porn is different from sex education. The intent of porn is evil. And like I said earlier, and I'll mention it again, the filmmakers, the directors, they are using these porn videos to make money. And
Mm-hmm.
lots of it, lots of these videos are being sold and they are making a
Mm-hmm.
lot of money from it. Like Linda had mentioned just now, these porns are now even coming into the marriage bed. And you would have heard us say it before that in a marriage there is a triangle. God at the top, the husband and the wife at the bottom. No one comes in that triangle. No one comes in that triangle. So not even the porn. The porn shouldn't come in that
And
triangle.
it's like bringing one, two, three, four other persons or whatever inside this relationship that should have been just with the three, you two, the spouse, husband and wife and God.
Hmm.
Yeah. And yeah, so when God designed and created sex because he did and he wants it to be wonderful and beautiful, but when we kind of pollute it with other stuff, then we kind of face problems. Yes, yes, yes. Um
Another one, I'm not an advocate for porn, but I understand that it does help Christians. Where do Christians where do Christians that struggle with sexual intimacy go? What are your thoughts on sex therapists?
Yeah, that and that's a place, like I said
Yeah, you
earlier.
mentioned that earlier.
That's a place where yeah, persons who are facing sexual problems or intimacy issues, they go and see a therapist. They see a sex therapist, and nothing is wrong with that.
The
We
sex
just have
therapist tell persons nothing is wrong with the
no, no, I'm saying nothing is wrong with going to see
going to
a sex
okay.
therapist. Okay, nothing is wrong with going to see. You need help. When you need help, medical help. You have a cut or bruise. You go to see a doctor. So you go to see a therapist if you have sexual problems. What I'm saying is that sometimes when you do go, that might be a treatment option. Okay, or I'm not even talking about the treatment. It might just be, oh, that's not a problem. Because I don't see a problem with it, and I might kind of gear you towards the fact that, okay, this is really really a problem, because some people believe that pornography is not an issue. So if I believe pornography is not an issue, then you coming with this as an issue, I could, I guess, persuade you that, hey, this is not an issue. Okay, so I'm just saying that you have to be careful and aware of who you go to, in terms of their worldviews and what they believe, but they're not supposed to impose that on you. Whatever they believe, they're not supposed to impose that on you. I'm just saying, be aware. So if you need help, go and get help. If you need to see a sex therapist, go ahead and see a sex therapist. They may possibly use the porn as a kind of like educational, something, with the video as part of the therapy to say help you get to the point where you need to be in terms of the sexual problems that you're facing. But yeah, I think after that you determine what you're going to do. Even as it relates to, am I going to continue to do this? This is going to be a part of my life. Okay. Yes. Oh my goodness. So many angry faces. Angry, angry. Put some heart in chat. Put some heart. We need to have this
Put some
conversation.
love.
Put some love. Put some love. Let me see the love go up, because we need to have this conversation. It's all about just talking about it, discussing. I know for some people it's really uncomfortable,
Yeah, I see a
but
comment there saying
we have to take
porn
that.
is one of the devil's tools for pain and trouble.
Mm.
Then Michael says, take it to God in prayer.
There's nothing that he can't do. So
Yes, let God fix our problems.
even if it has something to do with something as something as something like porn, God can help with that as well. He can help with that. You can ask him and he can help with that. Okay, so that is something that he can definitely help with. So don't be afraid. Get the help that you need. Yes,
Yes.
get the help that you need.
Yes.
I just had a thought.
Thank you, Michael. Let
Just
God fix our problems.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, this is what I wanted to say. Sometimes we can be judgmental, and I think that's something that we need to kind of move away from. Where it's, no, you shouldn't do this, and why are you doing this, and this is this, and and we're judgmental, where we're so even if your spouse is engaging in pornography, how do you respond to that? How do you relate to them? Would kind of impact and affect your relationship going forward. Because if you come on so strongly, like, oh, and how could you, and that's nasty, and you this and you that, and cursing and rowing and carrying on, then you're going to shut down the line of communication. Okay, as opposed to say, okay, so tell me why. What you saw in that? What did you like about it? And let me know more about why or when you started, and kind of getting details and trying to find out more about
Yeah.
why your spouse is engaging in this activity, and having that conversation, making sure that the lines of communication is open, as opposed to just shutting down and being judgmental, and you shouldn't do it, and then that's it. Because if you do that, then what happens?
Problems.
then
No
you
problem.
don't solve the problem. You don't get to the bottom of the issue. You're going to be on two separate page, and then that will be it, as opposed to having that conversation about what is happening so that you can move away from where you are to kind of find a solution and get to the point where if your spouse needs help, that they actually get the help that they need. Right?
Yeah.
Get the help that they need. Please put the hearts in chat. I see this angry bird. This angry bird is really like angry. It's like, ooh, angry
Yeah,
bird.
the hearts are coming up.
Oh no, there's more angry faces. I see more angry faces. So put some love in the chat, please. Put some love. It's love that makes the world go round.
Everybody on the chat, just click on that heart so
Click
we
on
can
the
see the
hearts. We
hearts
see
coming
some
up.
hearts coming in. Yes, we want to see some hearts coming in.
Yeah,
So,
so Michael is saying we need to help each other, which is correct. We do
mhm.
need to help one another.
Yeah, so some people might figure, they're engaged in pornography, and a husband and wife, like we said before, we've heard of spouses that say, "Hey, yeah, we watch our movies, and the two of us, and that's it." I mean, some people would say, "Well, you do that, and then what happens?" Soon, it's first it'll be you two watching, and then it'll come to the point where it's just you one watching, and then it'll come to the point where I don't even need you anymore to engage in sexual activity because I have my stuff right here. Okay, so it could become definitely addictive, and that is definitely not healthy because a marriage bed is meant for two. So even if you have that, I mean, like we said, every couple is unique in their own way, and they decide on what happens in their marriage bed. But in terms of talking about from a Christian worldview of how the intent of how God created marriage, it was for a man and his wife, right? A
Yeah,
man and his
right.
wife, and that was it, with everything acceptable. So that's like not a third party. Some people might just say threesome, foursome, and all that stuff. Not with a third party. Okay, so
No.
we wouldn't be proponents of saying go swinging because God designed it with husband and wife, and it's us two with God, not multiple partners or multiple persons. So whether it's something visual, or whether it's something where actual physical person isn't, we wouldn't personally say that we'll make that a part of our relationship. Okay, okay.
I see. Michael is saying sometimes our men are hooked on porn than the woman, but the woman as a helpmate is to help the man in God's love.
Mm-hmm.
You see, hello, Mark. Mark McLean. Mark is saying, like any addiction, making a deliberate decision to avoid porn and seek an
Accountability
accountability friend.
friend. Awesome, awesome.
Yes.
Yes, definitely, definitely. So we have to get to the point. You said earlier, if your spouse is experiencing issues with that, you don't want to shut down the lines of communication. You want to be able to have open discussion and
Yeah.
find out what's happening and the reasoning and all of that. Find out the background and try to get to understand your spouse, and then help in that way in terms of being supportive with, okay, of course, they realize that they have a problem, and then work to help them.
Help each other.
Yeah, so you're helping them, and then if they need to get help in terms of going to see a professional, then be there to support them as well. Be there to support them, and if they want to try things that you guys discuss and decided what your boundaries are, the things that you want to do together, that you don't have any issues with. And you want to try out, your spouse is suggesting certain things and you want to try that out with your spouse, that will be healthy as well, because I've heard of men say that they would probably engage in pornography because their wife, they're tired of their wife maybe rejecting them, or she isn't interested in sex, or she's constantly having headaches, or she just she doesn't want to participate in a normal, healthy, sexual relationship as in with her husband, and he has turned to pornography as a way to relieve himself and figure, hey, this is okay because he's not engaged with someone else, not a physical person. It's just something that he's watching and feel as if nothing is wrong with it. So you've had people who experience that,
Yeah.
and so definitely need to make that decision, like Mark McLean said, to avoid it, and then find ways and steps. So just like an alcoholic would avoid going to the bar, there are certain things and places that uh, someone who's addicted to porn would have to avoid going to as well. Okay, so you'll have to avoid even having the channels. Probably get those taken off your TV completely.
Yeah.
Avoid those. Avoid being around or seeing these nude pictures or talking to people who you kind of had that just that crowd maybe that you were in or around who would probably encourage that type of behavior. You might have to cut back on those as well. Even some of the TV shows that you watch, you have to cut back on some of those, or anything that will lead you to the point where you feel as if you have to get into, and this makes you want to go and watch a porn. This makes you want to take that time alone. You would have to avoid those. Yeah, definitely have to avoid those things.
All right. I see Michael is saying husband and wife should discuss and agree on whatever they want to do when it comes to sex. Both must agree.
Yep.
Yes,
Definitely.
that's important.
Definitely important. Yeah. So, to porn or not to porn? That is the question that you and your spouse have to answer together. Have the discussion, find out when, if they're still doing it, if they are doing it, if they've ever done it, if they want to do it, if they need to stop doing it. Have that conversation. Okay. It will be scary. It's not comfortable. You might even want to have that with the lights off and talk about the discussion. You might want to have it with the lights on, whatever. But the important thing is you need to have the discussion. You need to find out what's going on with your spouse.
Yeah, that's important.
And if it's something where your spouse is having an issue with it, be open, not judgmental, and condemning them. Okay, not condemning them, but be open to hear what they have to say. Be open to see how you could help them overcome, and then of course go with them to get the help that they need.
Yeah, the conversation can be difficult. It's just starting it can be difficult, but the important thing to do is to start it, and husband and wife, you communicate on it and talk about it.
I like this one. Say what? You don't have to look at porn for position. Create your own position. Yes, and we did our How to Strengthen Your Marriage. We actually had a section where we encourage couples to create their positions and name them. So you can actually have your positions and name them. Listen, Think Like a Mistress is coming up. Men, you need to get your wives to this master class. Your wives, you need to make sure your wives join this. I see the hearts coming in now. We need to have your wives join this master class. It is going to be life changing. Okay. Yeah. You need to have your wives join this Think Like a Mistress masterclass. It's for wives, but we're going to let them think like a mistress to make sure that their men are satisfied in every and each way. Okay, so it's ladies, of course, it's ladies only. That class is for you, masterclass. So put masterclass in chat for those of you who are just joining us, who are watching the replay, #replay in chat, and then definitely type in masterclass. You have to be a part of it. Listen, we still need some more hearts because I see these angry faces still look like they outnumbering the heart. So the masterclass, when is it again, babe?
May 3rd and May 4th.
Yes.
The masterclass.
So masterclass, type masterclass in chat. You need to be a part of that masterclass. Okay. There's just going to be things that blow your mind. It's better than porn, and it's healthy.
Yeah.
Definitely healthy. Yeah. So you need to, that was awkward. Yeah. You need to make sure that you join and be a part of that masterclass. Life changing. So you get information, you get your workbook, you get at least minimum 4 phenomenal speakers ladies who are going to present and let you know exactly what it is you need to do. It is going to be amazing. So I was talking to the men and say, man, make sure your wives, you make sure your wives register. If you need to register them for that, you register them for the masterclass, okay? Yeah. And women, I know you know about the other woman. You're going to learn how to be the other woman and the wife at the same time. So you need to make sure that you are a part of this Think Like a Mistress masterclass. We are going deep, deep, deep where we have never gone before. We cannot put this on unique couples like this.
On Sunday
This
night.
yeah, we can't put this on Sunday Night Live.
It'll be a
Okay?
webinar.
Yeah. We can't put this on Sunday Night Live. This is exclusive. You will have to be in here. You'll have to be in that session, get all the information you need, have your workbooks ahead of time. This is going to be a deep dive in. You need to be a part of that master class. Come whatever, come what may, you need to be a part of it. It is going to be phenomenal. So that is all the way in May
3rd and May 4th.
Definitely. And one of the issues with pornography is the fact that sexual intimacy is not really the end goal, and we need intimacy is like key in your marriage. And one of the ways, and well, of course, we have the how to strengthen your marriage. We do the challenge, the 10-day challenge, the 5-day challenge. We do those. And now when we had the for Valentine's, we had the treasure hunt, and we're going to do another treasure hunt. And the treasure hunt is designed to have you bond with your spouse. So that's something.
Work together as a team.
Yes, you work together as a team. So you need to be a part of that. And we have the treasure hunt coming up. Yes, when is that?
Be April the 5th.
Yes, we have it April the 5th, treasure hunt. That would be you can do that one in person, and we have one on the 4th as well, which will be a virtual one. So we have one that Sunday afternoon, we have one that Monday. For those in the Bahamas, Monday is a holiday, so that Monday, and then for those of you who want to do it virtually as well, you can do that Sunday evening. So it is designed for you to work together. Go ahead, find your clues, go ahead on your hunt, get your gifts, get your treats, do activities together. Yes, it's designed for you to be closer to your husband. So we're all excited about that. You'll hear more about the treasure hunt coming up. Interested in treasure hunt, you can put treasure hunt in chat, but definitely be a part of the treasure hunt, because that will help with the intimacy that you need with your spouse. And then definitely the Think Like a Mistress. So the treasure hunt, male and female, that is for you spouses. And then the Think Like a Mistress masterclass is for women only. Okay? Women only. So when you go now, when you're asking this question, is it healthy? Is it helping me? Is pornography affecting my relationship? To porn or not to porn? That is the question. That is the question you have to ask you and your spouse. Find out what's going on. You notice your spouse is losing interest, maybe, whatever it is. What are signs that you're seeing that maybe your spouse, something else is going on, and your spouse may be thinking, well, I'm not really relating to my wife, but I'm not cheating as well. But all of that would be issues that you have to work on and discuss. And remember, ladies and men, don't be judgmental. Okay? Don't be judgmental. Don't be judgmental. Be open and willing to have the conversation in a healthy, productive way, because at the end of the day, you want to still have your marriage, right?
Yes, yes, you do. So we had fun sharing this evening, and we know it was intense. It was a serious, somewhat scared discussion that some persons don't really like to talk about, but it was needed.
Yeah.
So we hope you would have learned a lot from it, and go ahead and have those conversations. Just want to remind you all of tomorrow night.
Oh yes, tomorrow. Listen, we continue in February. February is the month.
Marriage strengthen group. How to strengthen your marriage. How to strengthen your marriage. Facebook group. Sip and Spill. So that would be 7:30 tomorrow night. Yes. 7:30 tomorrow night. So you want to make sure you come back tomorrow. What's the topic? To watch that. It's a continuation. It's part 2 of 10 ways to make her scream, 10 ways to make him scream. Yep. So last week we were only able to do 2 of that. We did more than 2. We did more than 2. Yeah, we did more than 2. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that will be tomorrow night in the How to Strengthen Your Marriage Facebook private group.
Yeah,
Sip
so if
and
you're not
spill.
a part of the group, it's for married couples only. Oh, we also have to thank Robin Bailey. She is the inviter of the week. She has invited the most persons to join that group. If you're not a part of the How to Strengthen Your Marriage group, you are missing out on big things. You need to be a part of that group, but it's for married couples only. If you're not married and you want to join a group, we also have a live coming up on Tuesday at 7:30 in the How to Strengthen Your Relationship Unique Couples group. And that is for persons who are single, engaged, committed, who are not married. So in that group, we're going to have our discussion on how do you know he is the one? How do you know she is the one? And we will be continuing with our conversation in there, all about relationships as well, but it's for persons who are unmarried. So if you're married, join the How to Strengthen Your Relationship group. We'll put the link in chat. And if you're not married, if you're engaged, dating, whatever, committed, join the How to Strengthen Your Relationship Unique Couples. We have lives going on Monday and Tuesday at 7:30 this week. Be a part of that, and then we're going on next week. Who we have next week? Sunday.
Next week, Sunday, we have Marlando and Stephanie Sparks, and they're going to be talking on how to love again.
Oh, yes.
How to love again. So we're going to be ending Love Month on how to love again.
So maybe you were hurt. Maybe you had a divorce. Maybe you lost your spouse. Maybe you're just afraid your husband hurt you and you don't want to open up anymore. But hey, how do you love again? Join that conversation. That will be next week, right here on Unique Couples Sunday Night Experience. So if you miss it, go on YouTube and watch. Please go and like our YouTube channel. Click the notification, join our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel. We are loving what we do. Sometimes it's scary, but we know that it's greater than us. It's bigger than us. Thank you all for watching and joining us. Hello, Deborah. We didn't get to hail everybody tonight. Kathy and Violet is on. Julie, yes, join the masterclass. Those of you who make sure you're at the masterclass. Michael, Johnson, Lopez, yes, Eleanor, good to see all of you. Listen, you know it's scary, but we really need you to help us with this. Help us with this. There's a SHARE button there, share button. I think it's on the left of your screen or wherever. There's a share button. Share and write a post or share to your profile. Okay, you share that so that someone else can be helped, because when we think that we know that, okay, everyone is okay, and that is not the case. So maybe someone who needs to hear it will be able to hear it because you help us impact and reach more people. So go ahead and share it for us. Go ahead and share it now. If you're on your phone, you can just press that share button right now. Send up some love for the conversation. Yes, we need to have these types of conversation.
Yes. So you want to go ahead and do that. And we are now going to, well, we want to thank Shadra for sponsoring the show for this evening. And you can find her at the Total Hair Restoration Salon Plaza in the 17th Center here in Freeport, Grand Bahama. And
Nails by Anna.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Nails by Anna as well.
Okay. So you wanna you can book Shadra at 533-3536. You wanna book Shadra. Style Me Pretty. And then Nails by Anna. We also have Nails by Anna as well. So you wanna check out Anna.
Yes, and be sure to email us if you have any more questions, something that like you needed issue clarification on. We are also certified marriage coaches, so you can email us. You can book your appointment for to see us. We have a free session going on. You could go ahead and book us. We'll also put that link in the chat. Okay, so you could book us for your free couples checkup. Your free time. So go ahead, marriage consultation, you can get that. You can email us at uniquecouplesrekindle@gmail.com. You can also book us through the link that we'll send. Choose the best time available that is left there. Spots are filling up quickly, so make sure that you are doing that. Oh, that is so sweet. Keep on doing the good work, strengthening marriages and relationships. Great discussion. Amen. Amen. I see someone wrote that. Yes. So Anna is located in
And is
the,
located at Here to Please.
yes,
Yes, you can call
downtown Churchill building.
yeah, you can call at 351-1962.
Yes.
351-1962.
Yeah. So you can go ahead and get your manicure and pedicure, get all dolled up.
Nails
Yes,
by
thank you.
Anna.
Nails by Anna.
All
Thank
right,
you, thank
unique
you.
couples community. It was fun sharing with you all. We love you all. We know here at Unique Couples, we are building stronger couples, healthier marriages, and happier
Happier
families.
families.
We love you all. See you all tomorrow night at Sip and
Good
Spill.
night.
Good night.